Betrayed. Not just as a husband, but as a father. I never thought I would be the guy writing a story like this. I always believed that if you built a strong marriage, stayed faithful, and loved your family, things would work out. But life has a way of slapping you in the face when you least expect it. I met my wife over a decade ago. We were young, in love, and completely inseparable. She was the kind of woman who could light up any room, and I felt lucky to have her. We built a life together, had two beautiful children, and I thought we were solid. Of course, there were arguments and stress like in any marriage, but I never once doubted her loyalty. That was my first mistake. The red flags I ignored. Looking back, the signs were all there. The late nights at work, the sudden obsession with her phone, the unexplained weekends with friends. I wanted to trust her, so I did. I brushed off the doubts and convinced myself I was being paranoid. Then, one night, our son, our 8-year-old son, asked me, "Dad, why is mommy always texting that guy?" My stomach dropped. I tried to laugh it off, but my gut told me something was horribly wrong. A child doesn't just make up something like that. That night after she fell asleep, I did something I never thought I would do. I went through her phone. The truth hits harder than a punch. I didn't have to dig deep. The messages were right there. Explicit texts, plans to meet up, conversations filled with inside jokes and intimacy that should have been reserved for me. My hands were shaking as I scrolled through message after message. It wasn't just one mistake. It wasn't a moment of weakness. This had been going on for months. I sat there in the dark, staring at my wife, wondering how she could do this, how she could smile at our children, tuck them in at night, and then sneak off to be with another man. The confrontation. The next morning, I confronted her. At first, she denied everything, but when I showed her the messages, her face went pale. She cried, of course, told me she was confused, that she never meant to hurt anyone, that she still loved me. I asked her one simple question: "Did you ever think about what this would do to our kids?" She had no answer, just silence, breaking my children's hearts. I could have handled my own heartbreak. I could have dealt with the betrayal, the lies, the humiliation. But telling my kids, that was the hardest thing I've ever had to do. How do you explain to a child that the person they love and trust the most has shattered their family? How do you look into their innocent eyes and tell them that mommy isn't the person they thought she was? I didn't tell them everything. They're too young to understand. But they knew something was wrong. Kids are smarter than we give them credit for. My daughter, who is just 10, looked at me with tears in her eyes and said, "But she's my mommy. She wouldn't do anything bad." And that's when I realized the person who hurt me the most wasn't even the one who suffered the most. It was them. They lost the most important thing in their lives, their family, as they knew it. The fallout, I moved out. I couldn't stay in the same house, pretending like everything was okay. I made sure I got equal custody because I wasn't about to let my kids grow up with only half of their father in their lives. As for their mother, she tries to act like she's still their perfect mom. She takes them out, buys them gifts, and pretends like nothing has changed. But I see it in their eyes, the confusion, the loss of trust. My son doesn't talk to her the same way anymore. My daughter doesn't run to her with excitement like she used to. They don't even understand why, but they feel it. Lessons learned the hard way. I learned that trust isn't just about love, it's about responsibility. When you marry someone, when you have kids, you take on a duty to be loyal, not just to your spouse, but to your family as a whole. She didn't just cheat on me, she cheated on our children. And the saddest part, no matter what happens, no matter how much time passes, my kids will never see their mother the same way again. She stole their security, their sense of home, and there's no way to give that back. I'm moving forward, but the scars remain, not just on me, but on them. And that's something she'll have to live with for the rest of her life.